Bally Radical, and I have it in coil test. What the complaint was that the drop targets weren't resetting.
These ones weren't coming back up.
The drop targets weren't.
Yep. And the other thing also is that I needed new bands for all the
new bands, but yeah, your drop targets. None of your drop targets were coming up. A lot of 25-volt stuff was not working. So I got this in test and coil test, and I got the right slingshot there, and I saw, I was just going through. I found a blown fuse in here. We look. You had this fuse was blown, so I put a breaker in that.
Right.
But then when I was going through all the coil tests,
that blew that one.
Oh, it blew this one here, which I think is the 25, and let's just stick it in for a second. Oh yeah, see, look at that. Did you see it blow it all?
Yep.
You see that? That was pretty cool. Did you see the spark? Did you see the whole thing dim? See everything dim. Here, watch this. Everything is going to dim. You'll see it when I do it. Everything will dim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did you see it? The insert panel light's all dimmed. Okay, so that's when we're firing the right sling. So I'll let it to advance to something else in that genre. Bottom jet. So bottom jet, no, it doesn't use the same power. So let's try something else. Now there's something else that's not going to work. I can't believe that would be individually fused. Maybe it would be. Oh yeah, like right there, your drop target bank now isn't working again. There, like your bottom drop target bank. I think that's this one. It's not resetting, right, but I'll put this fuse thing back in, and it probably will. Maybe not. Oh, no, it's still blowing. So something, as soon as I reset this guy, it blew again. It blew them both, actually. Look at that. It blew them both. So, all right. I have a meter on low ohms, and I'm going to test some of the coils. I've been testing the coils on this line, and here I go to this one. This is the right slingshot, and look, it's a dead short, 0.6. That's a dead short. Compare it to this one over here, the left slingshot, and that's 14 ohms. I cut one of the wires going to the coil just to get everything else out of the system and retest it, and look, it's still a dead short, 0.6 ohms. So the coil itself is bad or somehow shorted.
Tubes?
No, not really. All right, so the coil, like I suspected, because it wasn't burnt, actually isn't bad, but right by my index finger, right there, you can see where it's like was touching the middle bracket and doing a direct short. Yeah, you can see it right there. So all we got to do, and if I test it now with it removed from the bracket,
it's fine and dandy.
Yeah, it's 15 ohms. Look at that. So we just got to reposition that. Found some other weaknesses in that coil, just decided to replace it, so I just put a new coil in, and I positioned the lugs upward instead of sideways so that they couldn't short, because they were shorting on the side of this bracket, so I didn't want it to do that again. We replaced this coil, right slingshot coil. I'm going to turn the game on. Look, it immediately locks on. So what that means is up here, the driver transistor for that coil is shorted too. So when the coil went down, it took the driver transistor too, which could be something on this board and could be something on this board, or either or both. We'll have to see. Alright, so we can't find the manual to know exactly which transistor controls this, but I'm just got my meter set to continuity, and I just have the black lead on ground, and then I just go through and touch it to, these are the special solenoid section of the board, and the slingshot's a special solenoid, so this would be a good place to start. So nothing, get to this one, short, basically to ground. So this transistor is going to be bad. Sometimes they use the tip 36s over here too, so we have to be cognitive of that. With the manual, we really know that, but we definitely got to replace this, so we'll pull the board and replace that transistor. All my dreams have come true. We found the Radical manual.
Maybe I can find the keys as long as I found that.
Right kicker sling, yellow and blue, just like I said, Q69. Go over here, what's the transistor I replaced? Q69. Wow. All the new parts in. I got my circuit breaker fuses reset, new transistor. We're going to turn it on and see if this slingshot locks on. It still does. So we got some other problem now. I'm looking at the schematics for the auxiliary power driver board, if I go back to the front of the manual and look, right kicker sling, special number 4. That's important, special number 4. Because when I go to this guy, and look right here, special number 4, Q8, that's a tip 36. That guy's fried too. Here's a good transistor.
Right.
So here we're getting, what, 0.5 on both lugs, 0.5. Now here's the bad one. Put that in there. And, wait a minute. She's a dead short on that lug, and she's a dead short on that lug. She's a dead short on both of them. So this is a tip 36, this big monster. It's like a $2, $3 transistor. It's huge. That's definitely bad. Learned our lesson. Tip 36 replaced. Tip 102 replaced. Circuit breakers in and reset. Okay. Let's turn it on and see if our slingshot locks on. Let's pray for the best. Oh, look, it didn't lock on. Ha ha ha. Great. Booted it up. So then we can put it in diagnostics. Yeah, okay. And then see, look. It's working. Just like this one works. So it's working. So problem fixed on the old Radical.